This thing is so big, I gotta be way back here. But don't worry, if you wanna see it fly, I've already done that video. Check it out with the info card right around here. But what I'm gonna do is show you how to set up the radio from start to finish. So I'll come closer. And then we're gonna get into that, setting up the radio, the reverse, safe, everything, the dual rates. I'll put chapters in here so it's easy for you to follow, to see exactly what's up and where it's at so you can refer to it at a later time. We're gonna jump right into the radio deal. Now look, radio stuff is helpful, but it's not a super amount of fun. So if you wanna have some fun with this, you gotta check out the flight video. Again, I'll put it at the end screen, link in the description, and the info card. All right, here we go. Good luck setting up your radio. I think this will help you. This is how we set up the Carbon Z Cessna 150T. I have an NX10, so I'll be using the bottom portion of this in the manual. This is page 4 in the manual, and we're gonna set up the radio right now. So turn on your radio, get into the function list, and you're gonna go to System Setup. We're okay with that. And what we're going to do now is go to Model Type. Airplane. That's fine. We're starting with a brand new channel. We can go ahead and name it too now. Back. So the next thing it wants us to do, naming the model is not necessarily in the manual. So what it does is it goes to, after model type airplane, we go into aircraft type. This is very important stuff here. You got to do this now, you won't have the control over the flaps that you need later. One aileron, one flap is what they want. Done. So we can go next on that and just back to the list. Now we're going to go to channel assign. And with channel assign, the manual wants us to set aux2 to switch A. And right now, aux2 is on switch B. So we're going to make this switch A. There we go. So our 7th channel, aux2, as prescribed by the manual, is now assigned to switch A. We can just back out of here and get into the, now we're on our home screen, and from there we're going to get into the flap system. Flap system. And I like putting mine on the D switch, and that's what the manual says as well. And that's the D switch right here. And for me, this is what I'll do for no flaps. It's in this position. So the book calls a setting of 100% flap at 0. I'm gonna go ahead and set the speed to 2 seconds because that's what they always say anyway. 2. And then position 0 is called out at 100% numerical value. And this is neutral. This is nothing. This is the switches is right there. This is cruising around flying. So we're going to put it down into position 1, which would be your half flaps. And what it calls us to do is leave it at 0% on the flaps, but 14% elevator. And they're showing it as a positive value. When we turn on the plane, we're going to make sure that the elevator goes down when we deploy flaps, because that's what this plane's going to need. And then position 2, you can either roll through to get to position 2 or just, switch down there. Illuminate it, click the button, get in there, and it wants us to go to -100. This will be full flaps. And then elevator mix is 24 now. So that's more down elevator is what that is. And you notice you have to go set the speed up for every position, or you'll just have one that's slowed down. So that's full flaps. And then here it says normal. You got to make that 2 seconds as well. And then
nothing. So now they're gonna move very slowly regardless of what switch I flip it to, so it's not just banging around into the flaps. No problem with that. All right, that's done. And now we can go to the digital switch setup, and switch A is where we can put our motor reversing. Go to digital switch setup. Switch select A. Position 0, they want at -100. And position 1, they want at 100 for motor reversing. So down here we go positive 100. And now that should be our motor reversing set up to right here, switch A, the gear. I will have my modes on switch B for safe and AS3X. But yes, the gear switch right here is where the motor reversing is going to. And we'll bind it up and see if we did it right. Simply exit back out. Now we're going to continue to set up the model. We're going to go ahead and set up our throttle cut and then our throws on the plane. So that's very easy. Get into the menu, scroll down to throttle cut. I like it on my H switch. And there it is. It's already set up the way it needs to be by the book. So we can get out of it and just go right into setting up our rates on the airplane. So dual rate and Expo, I'm gonna assign this, like I always do, to switch F for myself. That's why I like it. Switch F is right here. That's a 3-position switch. For me, I like my low rate there, forward. I feel like more elevator, more rate. I've just always set my switches up like that. So anyway, my low rate will be here, and we're gonna get into it. And all of my rates, I'm gonna assign them to the F switch because that's how I roll. So I didn't notice any call outs for Expo in the model. So I'm just gonna go the book call out for 70. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do a mid rate because I can at 85 to split the difference. And then 100% for high rate. So we set up the aileron the way I like to, and now we're gonna move into the next control surface, which is elevator. And before I get started, I always make sure it's on the right switch for myself. I like scrolling, so I go to F, and then I check out my position on the switch. It's high rate, so 100% is what I want. I'll go to my mid rate here, and then now I can make it 85 like I do. Low for me, and again, by the book, 70. Now I'm gonna go to the rudder. Rudder, put it on switch F. You don't have to do it this way, but that's how I always do it. And we're in the low rate stick position, so we're going to 70. And it's already at 100. Dual rates are set. The battery is plugged into the airplane. Now I have the receiver in bind mode. It's I push the button and it's blinking like it's supposed to. I'm gonna go into the bind here.
Binding. DSMX 22 milliseconds. Telemetry.
There it is.
Bind complete.
Auto configuring, there it is. So now we're going to check it out. All the control surfaces move in the proper direction. Throttle cut is already set. So now we're going to get into forward programming by putting my throttle cut on so I can't access the throttle. So throttle cut is enabled. Now I'll be able to get into forward programming and make sure I've got safe exactly where I want it. So I'm in forward programming. Forward programming. Gyro settings. Safe select. I want safe select on. And the channel is going to be aux 3. Now I need to go make sure aux 3 is where I want it. So I'm going to get out of here. System setup. Channel assign. aux 3. I'm already using aux 7. I'm already using channel 7, aux 2, which I've already assigned to the A switch for my reverse. That's the gear switch. I want to put aux 3 on the B channel because that's where I like my safe to be. There it is, B channel. Now when I get into forward programming, things are going to be easy for me to get around on. So here we go. Forward programming, gyro settings, safe select. It's on in flight mode 1. That's what I want. Flight mode 2, safe is off, but AS3X is on. And flight mode 3, the same is to be true. So I've got it assigned right where I want it. I made aux 3 my B switch right here, and then A switch will operate the reversing. And we're going to test that right now. Before you can get into the Avian ESC and adjust it for reverse, you have to first get into the menu. So from your main screen, scroll all the way over to the right, and then you're going to hit up and left and hold it for 5 to 10 seconds. And then you do it to the right until it lets you in. It's let me in. Now mine is already set up, so you can see my brake type is set to reverse. Now this is just an illustration because I forgot to show it earlier how to get into that menu. So I'm not doing any adjusting here. We'll do that in a second, or we already did it, I can't remember. But we're gonna just like toggle down, up and down elevator to get through the menu and get out of here by exiting with save. And you cannot do any of this without the airplane being armed. And you can see we set it up by the book, and in my case, channel 7 is where I want my reverse. That's what we want. So now exit with save by either moving left or right aileron stick. I just go to the right. The ESC will make its chime, and you know you're good. Now you can simply just scroll back in to scroll back left, and you're in the main menu. So to set up your reverse, once you've got all the channels assigned by the book, you have to get into the Avian ESC programmer. And what you're going to do is, once you get in there, you're going to go to brake type. Reverse. And you can see it's set to channel 7, and I'm fine with that because that's where we did it this time. So it's on channel 7 like it's supposed to be. That's my aux 2 switch, which is assigned to channel A as prescribed by the book right here, the one that's normally a gear switch. This time I'm not going to set them up on the same switch like I did on the Viper. Check out that video, it's crazy. So then you have to exit with save. So toggle down with the elevator and then exit with save. Just give it a left or right aileron and you're good. It did it. So now we can test the reverse. Main screen, all right. So we're in throttle cut, so nothing's gonna happen. That's a forward move on the prop. And now, when I flip my A switch, I had the reverse enabled. So I did what they said in the book, and then you have to get into the Avion programming menu and turn the reverse on. Otherwise, you're not gonna see it work. So that's how you do it. Forward, reverse. That's my reverse right there, and there's my forward. All right. That's it, guys. Thanks for coming by, checking out the radio setup. If you haven't seen the flight video yet, what are you waiting for? We had so much fun, and I work in a lot of cool little extra shots into those videos. So having a great deal of fun with the plane, with you guys, and we want you to be a part of it. So go check out the flight video. Hopefully the radio video was helpful to you. I've got chapters in there so you can easily refer back to the section you want without having to cull through the whole video. So if you like these kind of videos, tell me in the comment section below, because if you don't, I'm not gonna make them. But I hope they're helpful to you. So with that, thank you. See you in the next video. Give it a like if you liked it. Give it a thumbs down if you didn't. All right, see ya, thanks.